What's the meaning of this?
My phone won't load the picture, Philip. If you have something to say, just write it to me.
I heard you're getting promoted.
Something tells me you're not texting to congratulate me.
I've told you so many times that I've been dreaming of getting to an executive position for years. How could you do this to me?
What is that supposed to mean? What does my promotion have to do with your career goals? Are you just mad I got here quicker than you did? Is that it?
Of course I'm mad. We both know I was more deserving of the promotion.
Why is that? I personally don't think you deserved it more. Clearly, our boss agrees.
I work twice as hard as you do. I don't shy away from doing the dirty work. I spend hours monitoring the production line, even though that's technically not even part of my responsibilities. I break my back for this company, going above and beyond, while you just sit at the office drinking coffee and flirting with your boss. I bet that's exactly what you're doing right now as I toil away here.
You're not too far off. I am drinking coffee. I haven't seen Robert since this morning, though. Listen, you do work hard. I can't deny that. It's also true that your work is far more physically demanding.
I'm glad you can finally see that.
But the fact is, I consistently bring in more revenue than you do. Hardworking employees like you are the reason we, the executive types, get to sit back and focus on making money without worrying about the more labor-intensive work. I promise, once I officially settle into my new role, I'll think about getting you a bonus for this Christmas.
Are you kidding me? We were supposed to be on the same level. We were both here when the company was founded. We were supposed to do the same work and get paid the same. How did we end up like this?
Well, to be fair, nobody asked you to do more than you were contractually obligated to. That was your prerogative. You just wanted to show us how diligent of a worker you were, right? Congratulations, you did it. We all think you're a very valuable asset. Please don't think any less of yourself since you don't earn as much as I do. It doesn't make your work any less important. What matters is that your hard work is seen and appreciated by the management.
Oh, don't worry. Your performance bonuses can never make me feel worse about my own capabilities. After all, they have less to do with the actual performance and more to do with charming our wealthiest clients. Don't you agree?
I'm not sure what you're insinuating.
Do you think I don't notice how quickly your demeanor shifts as soon as you notice a potential prey? One second you're all serious, the next you're adjusting your makeup and smiling brightly at your next potential client. You must be deluded if you think they chose you over me because of your skill set or experience.
Oh dear, is that not why they chose to do business with me? What was it then, Philip? Enlighten me.
All I'm saying is that if I looked like you, I'd be the one out-earning you.
Aw, thank you. It's my new hairstyle, isn't it? I've found a fantastic hairstylist nearby who gets my hair done just the way I like it. It's a bit expensive, though. Since my physical appearance plays such a huge role in increasing our profits, perhaps I should get the company to finance my beauty treatments as they are practically business expenses. With your testimony, they'll at least consider doing it, right? What do you think?
Is this all a joke to you? Are you really not going to have a civil conversation with me and admit that your promotion was undeserved?
When have our civil conversations ever accomplished anything? It's clear to me that neither of us is willing to give up. You think you deserved the promotion more than I did. I disagree. We can talk as much as we want, but nothing's going to change. If anything, you're just driving yourself farther away from that potential Christmas bonus.
I can't stand you.
That's no way to speak to your superior.
Remember, Annabelle, or should I start referring to you as Miss Miller, you can only use your looks to get ahead for so long. In a year or two, you'll no longer be able to beguile the clients with your looks, and you'll see how much you lack in every other aspect.
Do you really think aging's going to affect me that much? I guess I'll just have to move even higher up the corporate ladder to make up for the losses.
So you admit that's how you get the money?
Well, who even knows? I don't have the ability to read people's minds. Honestly, I don't particularly care as long as I get to do my work without any obstacles. Let's focus more on what we want to achieve and less on how we're going to get there, okay? Just do whatever works as long as it's not illegal or immoral.
Somehow I doubt we have the same definition for the word immoral.
If you don't like it, you can quit anytime. No one's holding you back.
I'm going to have a serious talk with Robert about all this. Let's see how he feels when he sees you harass people.
Harass? Where did you get that from? If anything, you're the one harassing me with your baseless accusations. Also, what makes you think he's going to take your side?
I'm sure he cares more about his company than his aging mistress.
Ouch, that's harsh even for you. You know very well that our relationship is purely professional.
That's where you're wrong. I know for a fact you're having an affair with him.
How do you know that? Did it come to you in a dream, like the idea to cut our cafeteria workers' pay since the food wasn't to your liking?
Have you ever tasted what they serve there? It's all so bland. And my idea would have saved us so much money. Anyway, I know you're having an affair because I caught you red-handed.
Excuse me?
I saw you enter his office last Friday evening wearing red lipstick, and when you came out of there, it was gone. You wiped it off.
Okay, now you've fully gone off the deep end.
I didn't think to take a picture then, but just you wait. I'll expose you and your illicit affair.
Oh, wow. Okay. As great as it's been to catch up with you, I really have to go and take care of work now. See you back at the office.
Sure, go on, run away. But you can't outrun the truth.
Good evening, Annabelle. Are you free to talk?
I am. I just finished up my work for the day. Are you still at the factory?
Yes, they're going to demonstrate a few more models before we decide which one to order. Is everything all right back at the office?
Everything's perfect. I'm watching the snowfall out of my new panoramic windows. It's so magnificent. I wish you were here to see it. Would you like me to send you a video?
Sure, go ahead.
Here you go.
That does look pretty majestic. I love the name, too. Very straight to the point.
What can I say? I'm efficient like that. But in all seriousness, I absolutely adore my new office. Not only is the view spectacular, but it's also closer to your office.
I'm glad you finally agreed to take me on my offer.
I just feel like I was finally fully equipped to take on the additional responsibilities. With all due respect, I still don't think offering this position to me 5 years ago was even remotely a sound decision. If I'd accepted your offer any sooner, I would have had to admit that Philip was right and that I was undeserving of the role.
Well, I still believe you would have done a great job. You had the right educational background and the essential qualities. You would have learned the rest on the job. Don't let Philip or anyone else demean you. Speaking of Philip, did you get into another fight with him?
I wouldn't call it a fight. I was just teasing him because he'd been scowling at me all day. I might have riled him up a bit too much, though. He seemed pretty mad. I feel like he might be waiting for me at the parking lot to start an actual fight.
Isn't it more likely that he decides to file a lawsuit against us?
Oh, that's nothing to worry about. We have too much dirt on him. He knows he'll be thrown under the bus instantaneously.
Wouldn't it be easier to just let him go at this point? Every day, a different employee is filing a complaint about his behavior.
I know, but he's an expert in his field. We'd have a difficult time finding a replacement for him. Our best bet after him is currently employed by one of our competitors. We'd have to offer them a significantly higher salary and benefits for them to consider abandoning the ship. As long as he doesn't get too out of control and takes his frustrations out on me, we should get at least a year or two more out of him.
I'm sorry, but I don't think the benefits of keeping him on board outweigh the risks. I'll see to it that he's provided with a termination notice. I'll also make sure he gets adequate severance pay.
As you wish, you're the boss. I just figured our enemies would be better controlled in close proximity to us.
Enemies? I didn't realize you considered him an enemy.
You have no idea how unhinged he can get. He keeps up the appearances in front of you because he believes you're on his side, but he's a self-serving, vindictive man who won't hesitate to destroy anyone who gets in his way.
And yet, he's been employed here for over 7 years.
Well, it's always better to have dangerous people working for you as opposed to against you. He's played an integral role in shaping this company into what it is today. Had we not brought him on board, God only knows what he'd be up to today.
Even if he was integral to our success at the beginning stages, we've outgrown our need for him. He's doing more harm to us than good, so we'll get rid of him.
Look at you, mercilessly firing people right before the holidays. We've truly come so far.
I'm certain things will only keep getting better.
Now I almost feel bad. I told him I wasn't receiving special treatment, but that's just not true, is it? It's frankly a little difficult to take a step back and look at our situation from an outsider's perspective. Even so, I can tell this is not how a conversation between a CEO and a regular employee would have gone.
Please don't be too hard on yourself. Your complaint could have very well been the last straw to convince me to let go of an employee who's been difficult to deal with for quite some time now. Besides, you're not just a regular employee anymore. You're an executive. Nobody's going to question this decision, nor will anyone think of putting the blame on you.
Philip will. He knows we're in a relationship. Or, well, he may not know that, but he definitely suspects I kissed you last Friday.
How is that possible? There's no way he could have seen us.
He figured it out by looking at my lipstick, or rather, at the lack thereof, as I was leaving your office.
I had no idea he had such great detective skills. I doubt anyone's going to consider it hard evidence of an affair. You can just say you had a glass of water and simply wiped it off afterwards since it got smeared.
My lipsticks do tend to smear quite a lot, don't they? I really should stop prioritizing looks over durability. Or maybe I'll just stop wearing it altogether. What do you think? Do I look better with or without lipstick?
I think you look fantastic either way.
A very diplomatic answer.
I've learned my lesson. If you're worried about Philip coming after you, we could always ban him from entering the building and tighten up our security measures.
Oh, no, it's quite all right. I'll find another way to monitor him. Maybe I could put a tracking device on his car or hire someone to break into his apartment and put small trackers in every pair of his shoes. Is that too far? It's too far. Let's just hire a few more security guards.
Sure, as you wish.
Are you planning on returning to the office today, or will you be heading straight home?
I'll be back in an hour or two. Mr. Parker said he'd handle the paperwork by himself, but 2 people will get the job done much faster.
In that case, how about I help you out? We'll be done even sooner, and you can give me a ride home. We've been so overworked lately, we barely get to spend time together. I'm not going to pass up this opportunity.
Well, we're going to be spending a lot of time together on our upcoming business trip.
I know, and I'm looking forward to it, but nothing's stopping us from spending time together right here.
All right. Then I'll try to finish up here as quickly as possible so as not to make you wait for too long.
Thank you.
Hello, Miss Miller. How have you been?
I'm sorry, who is this?
Seriously, it's Philip, the guy who you got fired over your temper tantrum.
Oh, that guy, right. Sorry, I deleted your number as soon as you were terminated. Before I forget, so sorry about that Christmas bonus. If I'd known you'd be fired the next day, I wouldn't have offered it to you so confidently. But no hard feelings, right?
I'm glad to see you're in such good spirits. I wish I could see your cheery expression change as you see what I've managed to get my hands on.
What do you mean?
I have something you wouldn't want to get out. I have something that'll make you rehire me and willingly give up your position.
Okay, so this is some sort of a blackmail situation? Because that's both illegal and immoral, and I think I've made my stance perfectly clear on those 2 things.
I know, but I don't exactly care about hurting your fragile feelings.
Whatever you have must be pretty incriminating if you don't fear getting sued.
Oh, it is. You know, a while back I learned in which hotel you'd be staying for the business trip.
Sorry to disappoint you, but I've just returned from the trip. I don't think that information is going to do you any good.
But it already has. See, I had a friend book the same hotel rooms you and Robert would be staying in some time ago. He left small gifts for you in there. Did you notice? Of course, those cameras are really hard to spot, especially when you aren't looking for them specifically. Have a look at this footage. I'd say it's pretty compromising.
Oh, that's what this is all about? You had secret cameras set up in our hotel rooms? God, what a relief. For a second there, I thought you'd have somehow gained proof of our mildly illegal, morally gray practices over the years.
What?
What? Anyway, I don't see what the big deal is here.
Do I have to spell it out for you? I have footage of you sleeping with your boss. I am blackmailing you with it. If you don't comply with my demands, I'll be uploading it online. And before you try to intimidate me with a lawsuit, let me tell you, I am not scared of your empty threats. I know your integrity is worth more to you than whatever you'll be awarded from the lawsuit.
I see. So, is this the only version of the footage you've got?
I don't get what you're asking. It's a digital asset. I've got hundreds of copies backed up.
Oh, no. What I meant is this blurry video the only copy you've got, or is there an HD version stashed away somewhere?
It's not that blurry. People can still look at the date in the hotel room and piece things together.
So you don't have an HD version? That's a pity. I'd have loved to keep it as some sort of a memento.
Sorry, what?
What? You don't have to be so judgmental about it. I mean, we both look fantastic, don't we? Who says your appearance takes a hit in your 30s? Even with that atrocious quality, you can tell we are in great shape. I should send it to Robert. Maybe he can find a way to enhance the quality.
What is this, some kind of reverse psychology? I don't think you fully grasp the gravity of the situation. I'm going to release it to the internet for the whole world to see. Don't you feel 1 iota of shame?
Why should I? We're both consenting single adults, we aren't breaking any laws, and we look so natural on camera too. Or are you saying I should be ashamed of the fact that some perverted creep decided to invade our privacy? Because nobody in their right mind could take a look at that footage and think it was an intentional setup.
Okay, well, even if you haven't done anything illegal, your friends and family members will still see the footage. You'll be scrutinized for your unethical relationship with your boss, and you'll lose most of your clients.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. They'll get over it.
So you don't mind if I just release it?
Nope. I'll just take an example from one of those artists who believe the human form should be respected and celebrated. Life's too short to be devastated over random strangers seeing you in a state of undress anyway. And, I mean, you can barely even make out our faces. Do you know what's worth obsessing over, though?
I don't know, love, money?
What? No, revenge. That's what's worth my time.
Are you really threatening me? What are you going to do, sue me? I have enough money to fight back.
A lawsuit? Don't make me laugh. I'll make you wish our paths never crossed.
And how are you going to do that? Are you going to key my car? Are you going to spray paint some profanity on my house? Or are you going to keep stalking me like a crazy ex until I get a restraining order against you? Let me hear your diabolical plans.
Oh, no, I'm just going to put a hit out on you.
Pardon me?
I feel like knowing you no longer exist is really going to help me get over all this, you know? It just seems fair, no hard feelings. Oh, and if you think you can use these texts to prove anything, you're sorely mistaken. I'm not planning on spending years in jail over someone as pathetic as you.
Do you think that's all it takes to intimidate me? An outlandish threat I know you're not going to act on?
Okay, go ahead and post it then. In fact, I might just do it regardless of what you choose to do. If you're so brazen right now, who knows what other shenanigans you'll get up to in the future? Next time, it might be something that's actually consequential. I should just eliminate all threats preemptively.
You're out of your mind.
Watch your back, Philip. One wrong move and you're gone. Look at what our ex-employee sent me.
Well, that's fun. I would have expected a hidden camera at home, but to hide one in the hotel room ahead of time, that's very creative of him. Also, do these spy cams not shoot in HD? This quality is pretty awful.
I know, right? I thought we could enhance it later. I mean, it's already here, so we might as well just make the best of it. We can look back on our younger years and get sad about it when we're old and gray. If you haven't left me for some younger, prettier woman by then, of course. In that case, I'd have to wallow in sadness all alone.
Well, now you're just insulting me. You know you're the only one for me.
That's what all men say. I guess time will tell.
Is that a threat? Now I know how Philip must have felt like.
Oh, please, don't ever compare yourself to him. I love you too much to ever stop you from or punish you for leaving me.
I know, Annabelle. I love you too. But shouldn't we do something about Philip?
I'll call our attorneys and make sure he rots in jail. He is a narcissistic coward who values his life above all else, but he might still spread the video. I did have fun trying to scare him, though.
I bet you did. And, well, even if he does go through with it, it's not the end of the world, is it? The law's on our side, and to be fair, he could have probably done much worse if he'd worked a bit harder.
Do you reckon we could spread the word that he stole some of our confidential documents and have the government take care of him?
Do you detest him that much?
I'm not sure. I'll think about it. Philip and his accomplice were arrested over charges of blackmail, extortion, and a few others we added in to extend his sentence. Unfortunately, I heard prison life is not treating them well. I can't say I feel bad for them. I have no idea whether or not he uploaded the video anywhere. If it's out there, I have yet to see it, and I don't have nearly enough free time to go out of my way to look for it. But enough with the tragic news. A year after my promotion, 9 years after our first date, Robert and I decided it was time to tie the knot and got married in a small private ceremony at a courthouse in Washington. For some reason, our coworkers never seemed to question our relationship status out loud. I'm sure they all breathed a sigh of relief knowing they no longer had to tiptoe around the topic when they saw me sign up our son for our on-site daycare center using his father's surname.